The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Fever. 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 I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. Fever. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this trying to be the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. When you step on the field, man, that's who I am. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Fever. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game is not over. In fact, it's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Freestyle Friday. And, man, I had an amazing show planned and still got an amazing show planned, even though one of our guests today had to call a timeout until next Friday. But I've got a what I call a fan favorite, Dr. J, Jennifer Thibeaux, joining us on the show. She'll be in the second hour, and I got a lot I want to talk to her about. Listen, I might have a personal counseling session live on the air with Dr. J. So I'm just letting you know that's how it might go down. All right, it went down last night in college football. A lot of teams opened up, none bigger than the Ohio State University taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And for a minute, it looked like the moment was going to be a little bit too big for C.J. Stroud, but the young man pulled it all back together and led his team to a 45-31 win over Minnesota on the road, on national TV, first game of the year. And, oh, yeah, did I mention he's a freshman? I tell you what, I was worried, I was concerned, but the young man just got better after a major mistake. That's the sign of a good player. Not that they make the mistakes, but how do they respond after the INT, after the overthrown balls, after having to keep your defense out there a little bit too long. So that's what I saw last night. I'm sure all the Bama fans are like, oh, God, we're going to beat them. All the Clemson fans, head coach of Clemson, Dabo Swinney's like, yeah, looks like the number 11 team in the country. I just love the Lord, but it looks like the number 11 team in the country. Yeah, you know how that worked out for you last year, Dabo. And then, of course, Georgia probably thinking like, oh, yeah, we're better than the Ohio State. Be careful. overreacting to an opening game on the road against a conference opponent. That's not the Citadel. So anyway, I got to take a break. We'll come back and talk about it. It's Freestyle Friday. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break.
Get up mornings with Erica Campbell. More prizes and more winners.
You are a winner.
Yay!
Let's get up mornings. Hello, who is this?
This is Leanna,
Hi, Leanna. Where you calling from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston,
Hey,
Texas.
down.
Leanna, what is the word of the day?
Party, join the party, y'all.
Hey! Congratulations. You win $100 in Erica Campbell's cash and a chance for a trip for two to fly away to Atlanta. Airfare, hotel, ground transportation, and a chance to meet and greet some of your favorite gospel artists. How you feeling?
I'm claiming that too.
Come on, come on.
That's right.
Now tell us, what show just made you a winner?
Get up mornings with Erica Campbell. Woo!
Show did.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I have so many friends that I know.
I am Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. We are extremely thankful for things, but you must also think beyond things. Think beyond your job, because that's not the only stream that God has given you. With Him as the source, He has several rivers flowing for you to acquire. The rivers are flowing in you. Access them. What's in you can be activated and begin to leap to bring forth the greatness that has been bubbling on the inside of you. When walking in your vision, don't allow the lack of faith cause you to miss out on your lifetime of living the great life that was ordained for you from the beginning. Faith causes you to succeed and to win. It's time for you to win in life by accessing your faith.
Eve.
You're ready to get out and get moving. And whether it's surfing, playing tennis, or hiking every path you can find, you're going to need some essential new gear. Essentials that are even more rewarding with the Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card. You can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. The essentials have never felt more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exams required to qualify.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
Got to give the people, give people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary continues.
This is Jamie from Baytown, listening to AJ on the lunch break.
Thank you, Jamie from Baytown. It's raining. It is raining out there, y'all. It is raining out there, and people drive a little differently in the rain. I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who needs to hear this revelation. Pull the music down. The far left lane is for passing only. The far left lane is known as the fast lane. That's not the lane to get on, get all the way over, and then hit that bad boy around 35 miles an hour. I'm just saying, I don't know who needed to hear that on Freestyle Friday, but that far left lane is for passing only. It's known as the fast lane. And if you ain't going fast, you got to get out of it. You just got to get out of it. I know it's your favorite lane. You don't have everybody on both sides of you. Stop. Go back and read that handbook that you studied, if you studied, to get that driving exam, that driver's license. They'll let you know that far left lane is for passing up. Desiree Battles. Happy Freestyle Friday, lunch breaker. She said, Desiree, give me a call when you get a chance. I want you on the air today. I love when Desiree is on the air with me. 281-453-1000, especially on Freestyle Friday. I'm not in a mood today, but I'm just, it's Freestyle Friday, so I want to freestyle a little bit. CJ said, so much truth and power confirming from Jay Carr. Yeah, she'd be on it. I like that little segment right there. A lot of times people think that we're just in here sitting around just chilling. They'll see me on my phone and think I'm just chilling. And a lot of times I'm trying to research something real quick or get the next element because I am the phenomenal host. I am the phenomenal host. Real good looking, tall, dark, and handsome. But I'm also the engineer. I'm the intern. I'm the all of that. So I'm doing about 80 million things at one time. But I pause and I check out what Jacqueline Carr is saying, because girl be on it. Girl be on it, and I appreciate it. L-Dub, what up today? Hey, man, we talking about whatever you want to talk about. It's Freestyle Friday. You want to talk about Drake's new album dropping last night? I mean, I don't know why I stayed up for that like it was going to be flaming, like it was just going to be all on my, my device. It's good. I like Drake. I just like Drake because Drake is different. Drake does his own thing, and I will never forget when Toronto won the chip in NBA basketball. They interviewed Drake like he dropped 25 and 12 and played lockdown defense. Drake held a press conference like he dropped 25 and 12 and he locked down the star player of the other team. I'm sorry. They don't do that for all other, rap artists, hip hop artists, you name it, whatever you want to call them. They don't do that for everybody. So I like Drake. Drake is different. Bad things. There's a lot of bad things that they wish, and I liked it. Kiki, Drake had people dancing outside of their moving cars. People risked about $40,000 worth of their investments on a dance because of Drake. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that's a trendsetter right there. That's somebody who's not the norm. Desiree, you're not gonna call me? Desiree, don't make me call you. It might be call out Friday where I call other people and say and get all in their business. The only person I can do that without getting blessed out real good is Dr. Aki Davis. Like Dr. Aki be waiting on the call. Yeah, what's up, Dre? What's up? Yeah, I know I'm on the air. Go ahead. What you want to talk about? With his smooth operator self. I wonder if I called Keith Hennig on the air without him knowing it, how he would respond. Normally it's like, hey, young man, I called Keith at the wrong time in the middle of the day. Keith, what do you want? I doubt it. I'm kidding with you, Keith. I'm kidding with you. I love you, and I know you love me, man. I know you love me. CJ, what are you calling on the Lord for? Because I said I'm a phenomenal host, real good looking, tall, dark, and tall, dark, and all those other things. I heard Shiloh Radio say that in the middle of at the end of her show yesterday before I came on the air. I said I was going to borrow that. Shiloh said, show me the lie. Show me the lie. I think the only thing that would make me better looking is if I had locks. If I had hair and I could pull it back in locks, I think I'd be better looking. I think I'd look like Denzel with locks if I was better, if I had hair. Keith Henning said, you can call anytime. I can put the business on hold. Brother, I don't want you to miss one nickel. I don't want you to miss one nickel fooling with me. Keith Henning, get all the money. Get all the money. And whatever you do, I want you to make the most money possible doing it. And I speak it on Freestyle Friday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got to get ready to take another break. Y'all don't want to talk about nothing on Freestyle Friday. I see. Well, let me talk about something you need to know. If you need to secure your home, then you need to call the Home Security Hotline. That number, 1-800-561-6198, 1-800-561-6198. For less than $1 a day, you can get your home secured and everything in it. Call the Home Security Hotline, 1-800-561-6198. Tell them AJ at KYOK sent you. They're going to take good care of you. Them good people over there at the Home Security Hotline. All right, let's get a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back with more Freestyle Friday. Y'all talk to me today. Talk to me.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy,
It's
TD
a
Black,
bulldog
every
wagons on
Tuesday
tail.
from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211, conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, in the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian TV show.
Ben Surf the third, BS3
Radio, 11:40 a.m. and the
Ben, you need to let me do a drop for your
92.3
show,
FM
man.
at
For your station.
KYOKradio.org.
I'll do it for free. I will.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Jonathan McReynolds, and I'm glad that you made room for the legendary KYOK, The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all. We back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. And I got to shout out a good brother, his mother, and his father in this thing. BS3, Ben Sutter III, BS3 Radio. Amazing online radio station that has a variety of shows, man. And I am not kidding when I say I am a fan of his parents' show. I love it. I love the intro music. I love Dad nodding his head like, yeah, let's get it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I mean it, BS3, bro. We got to have you back on. I'm cutting up today, so don't pay attention to me today. I should be talking about the Ohio State, putting it on Minnesota. Minnesota was up like 21-17, and Ohio State pulled off from there. You know, C.J. Stroud started hitting them those NFL-ready receivers. Olave is legit. Like, I don't know why I didn't realize how legit Olave was. Willie Gibson has been telling us that, but he ain't lying. That dude is for real. So, yeah, I should be talking about that, but I got other stuff to talk about real quick. Let's see. Desiree's going to be calling in a minute. We're going to talk something crazy with her. Tune in for that. I had a very special guest was going to call in. She would have been in right about now. Her name is Kimberly Michelle. And she is the author of a book called, I got to pull it up because I don't want to get the name of the book wrong. She's an author of a book called Dating in the Age of Narcissism, a Single Woman's Survival Guide. I wanted her on the show today because I want to talk about that. Because not only is it like rough for single women, it's rough for single men. Baby, y'all think that men are the problem. Let me tell you something. There's some women that have chosen violence. And I'm not talking about physical violence. Let's keep that, in perspective. I'm talking about they are all in it for themselves. You brothers, some of y'all are a meal. Some of y'all are a light bill. Some of y'all are a phone bill. Some of y'all are tuition. Some of y'all are head, hair, feet, and nails. I'm just telling you what it is, bro. I'm just trying to help you. You think you about to just watch football all season long and you're going to take you a trip to Cancun. And I got news for you, bruh. You the pay the man. You are the pay the man. I'm just letting you know. And it ain't because they don't have it. Listen to me, y'all. Now I'm trying to free your soul, free your mind, and the rest will follow. Listen, it ain't because they don't have it, because sisters got it. But why spend theirs when they can spend yours? You really trying to get to know me? Something, bro. Something. This light bill say you don't. This light bill telling me you ain't really trying to get to know me. You say you like me, but your words say one thing, your actions say something different. Man, it's hard out here. I'm just telling you. Desiree said, really, AJ? I need you to call me, sis. Get on this phone, queen. 281-453-1000. Freestyle Friday. I'm freestyling today. And let me get it out before Dr. J comes in the second hour, because I got to get my act right on when she comes on. You know what I mean? I got to act like I got some sense before she comes on. So, Dating in the Age of Narcissism, a Single Woman's Survival Guide by Kimberly Michelle. I'm going to have her on next Friday. Having her on. She's been on the show before. I'm gonna have her on next Friday, and I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to do that. All right, so before Desiree, let me act like I'm gonna talk sports. Yeah, Ohio State 45-31. Ohio State 45-31 again. At the half, it was 14-10 Minnesota. And then Ohio State went off in that third quarter, scored 21 points. Minnesota only scored 7. And then Ohio State won the fourth quarter 14-10. There you go, ball game. C.J. Stroud, the freshman, 13 for 22, 294, 4 touchdowns, and that one lone INT. And he threw that INT early. Got it out of his system. And like I said, it's not the mistake that you made, it's how you respond to it. And he responded well. Master Teague III, Willie Gibson, if you're listening, I just figured out where Master Teague III got all that eligibility from. It wasn't Master T III that's been in school for 12 years. Master Teague I did some of that time. Master Teague II did some of that time. And Master T III is doing the rest of it. That's what it is. I figured it out last night. Don't thank me. Just write it down. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who this?
Hey, Jay, this is Desiree. How are you doing on this Freestyle Friday?
Girl, I need to get you some music. I need to get you some come on music. Hold on, let me see what I can put. Hold on, this you. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from I don't know where in Houston, Texas, the baddest queen there is, and whatever it is she does, it is none other than Desiree. All eyes on her. Now, don't ruin this song for me. Don't tell me that this is a hookup song or a one-night stand song, because you got a unique knack of ruining good music for me.
I'm not gonna say it, but they said paint a picture. Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it. Leave me alone. Just stop it. Desiree.
Hey.
I had an amazing guest lined up for this first hour.
Okay.
Kimberly Michelle, the author of a book called, and I should save this for next week, but I was so ready for it. Dating in the Age of Narcissism, a Single Woman's Guide to Dating. Survival guide for dating.
Right.
Is it that bad out here for single women?
It's really bad out here because the tables have turned. A lot of men want to know what can you give me versus what can I give you. I thought it's no more what Teddy Pendergrass said. It's no more 70-30, 40, 60-40, 50-50 love. They're not talking about that anymore. It's like they really want someone to really take care of them. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a real bad. It's really bad out here.
Hold on, Desiree. I love you for free. I love you for free. I love you like breathing. You know what I mean? And I love to breathe.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let you talk about my brothers like that. I know my brothers are not out here trying to get taken care of. I know better than that.
Yes, they are. It is some men out here that want the women to take care of them. They really do. I was looking at someone or heard someone that said that I am the cougar pauser. They pause as cougars. There's some out here looking for women that's over 40. These young men out here, they 20, 25, and they want cougars, and they want cougars to take care of them, and they say they want to pause and all this type of things because it's really, really, really crazy because they want to be at home. They want to take care of the, they don't even want to take care of the bills. They don't want to give you the food. The house, they still playing the PlayStation 5 and don't want to go out there and look for a job and all this type of thing. So it's hard out here. That's why I've been single for 7 years.
7 years. That's the number of completion. So look, let me prophesy to you. That's the number of completion. So your singleness is just about. I feel it in my belly, my pinky toe, telling me that your singleness is about over.
Okay, we'll see. We shall see.
Hold on. I forgot the part. I know he's all right.
We know he's all right, but listen, I'm not about. I think a lot of women just want exactly someone to be able to. A lot of women just want men to actually love them and love them where they're at, and not try to change them into or fit into a supermodels mode or this Instagram mode or this fantasy world mode. I think that a lot of us just need to understand in this day and age, it's so much out here. And we just need to love one another where we at, and then love them to where they can go. you know, I know that most men know that they want to be with a woman within the first 90 days that this woman is who you want to be with. And so a lot of women know that as well, but then some of them just don't want to communicate. And then in dating, they just want to go, oh, okay, I got your phone number. We go out to eat, you know, we go out to eat. And then next thing we in the bedroom, a lot of women don't want to do that anymore.
Wait, what did you say, the bedroom?
They want to go in the bedroom quickly, you know, after the first
what are we doing there? We making up the bed? We cleaning up? What are we watching TV? What are we doing?
They want to do something with the eyes that brothers say in between.
Lord, stop it, my ear hole. Listen. Let's slide from that now. We talking about the women having being on the short end of the stick, but I got news for you. There's some women swinging the stick. I mean, they swinging the stick. They got it. They know that they got it. They know that they got a number of suitors. And when I tell you, they are pimping us. They are driving us like they are literally making us jump through hoops to get their attention and know that they don't really want it and don't really need it.
Well, those type of women have been women who have been on the other end of jumping through the hoops, chasing a man, doing this. A lot of women have fought a lot of men in the past, and some of them have awakened, had their awakening moment, their evolution of themselves. And you know, they say, you know what, I got this going on. I don't really need a man for anything unless whatever I want him for. And so those individuals, you know, end up being, you know, having some type of other concerns or issues. I don't like saying issues, but we got to understand that in this life, that I'm not that woman that, you know, I'm willing to, you know, pay my half, you know, I'm willing to go Dutch. I'm willing to go there. If I put, you know, for everything doesn't have to be about dinner. Why we always got to go eat? You know, I used to say back in the day, I can feed myself. Let's find something else that we can do and enjoy each other's company, you know, go bowling. Let's go.
Oh, I love the bowl. But you know what? I got Desiree Battles joining us on the lunch break. I feel like talking about something other than sports. Ohio State won last night. That's all you really need to know in the world. Okay. But anyway, I got Desiree Battles. We're talking about relationships a little bit. And she's talking about, there's a song out there called Man Eaters. There's women that are just man eaters that, you know, again, they're not really interested, but he might be able to pay a bill. They're not really interested, but, you know, he might be able to take me to Cancun. They're not really interested, but, you know, he might be able to pay my son or daughter's tuition. They don't need it. They just don't want to use their money. They want to use ours because we've expressed a bit of interest in them. And Desiree is trying to stick up for him. So go ahead. What was you saying?
I'm not trying to.
You're trying to stick up for him.
I just truly believe that you gotta think about it, AJ. It might be some men that really want to do that. You know, it's a dating website that's called Sugar Daddy's website, and some guys just want to be a sugar daddy, and they're not old enough to be sugar daddies. There's some guys that are willing to give their money because they have some insecurities about certain things, and it's some women that's willing to take the money without any attachment or without relinquishing any love or anything like that.
Okay, so watch this now. I Desiree Battles joining us. We're talking current relationships, which is like MMA fighting right now. So Desiree, listen, I get what you're saying, but I'm a very generous man. I'm one of those guys, if you're my friend and we go to lunch, I don't want you to touch the bill. I don't want you to touch the door. If you rode with me, you don't have to worry about ground. And it's not because you can't do it. Just with me, you don't need to worry about it. And never will I come back and say, oh, I bought you lunch, or oh, I took you to, you know, to whatever restaurant. I'm not going to do that. I've never been that guy. That being said, when you're meeting someone or what have you, if they're not interested, why can't they just say, I'm not interested? And let me just say this for the record. Nothing has happened to me. I didn't have a bad dating experience or anything like that. My focus is on my children and my career and my church and that kind of stuff. Nothing bad happened to me. I know somebody saying, oh God, he must have had a bad day. No, that's not what happened. Right. It's just a crazy time right now. So and instead of somebody saying, oh, well, I wasn't really interested, but I figured I might as well get a steak out of it. Or I wasn't really interested, but hey, he flew me to Cancun. Or I wasn't really interested, but this dude got me courtside seats to the Lakers game or something like that. Why can't there be honesty?
I have, it's a lot of relations that don't want to be honest about certain things because an honesty becomes responsibility. And honesty means that you have to hold accountability. So sometimes that individual, men or female, male or female, are not being honest and more transparent in their relationships from day one. I truly believe that at the date one, DATE1, it should be some open and honesty about what you desire. So you'll know, okay, maybe this is going to be the only date that we have. Some people don't know how to do that or are not forthcoming to do that because they want the other individual to be first in doing it. Me, I like to be able to say open and honest, this is what I'm doing. I'm dating to marry. I'm not dating just to be dating that you hold me up for 6 months or a year, because those 6 months or a year, I can never get back. And so if you want to hold me on and link me on, I can't do that. Like you said, we're focusing on children. I'm focused on getting the last one out the house. I'm on countdown number 7 years. I'm trying to finish my degree, start my business, write a book, do all type of things.
Right.
I really can't entertain unless you with me. And some people just need to have that conversation at date one. We might not, we might just say, okay, we're cool to hang out or things like that, or check on it once in a while, but be open and honest. And then some people, once they are honest, then they be more transparent. Some individuals use what they tell them and weaponize their transparency.
That's it right there, Desiree. That's my deal right there. I don't like to tell nobody nothing because you still trying to figure out if you like me. And if you don't like me, you get to walk off with all my personal information. You'll find out who my real favorite team is. You'll find out who my real favorite quarterback is. You'll find out that I don't like the fan favorite because he don't play as good for me as I think he should. And then you'll be running around telling people all my personal information, and I don't like it.
Well, you're not you're not telling all your personal information. You tell them just enough to know exactly where you come from.
Oh, Desiree, hold that thought right there, because say that again. I'm not telling everything. I'm just telling them just enough to know. When they find out stuff later, they feel like we lied. Hold on, Desiree. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. I'm loving this. 281-453-1000 if you got questions or comments about crazy dating right now in the coronavirus in 2021, in the middle of all this division in the nation. If you got questions about comments about dating, I want to hear them. 281-453-1000. Me and Desiree Battles chopping it up real quick. We'll be right back. Ohio State won. TSU and Prairie View play tomorrow in the Labor Day Classic. I'll be there. Plus, I'm covering a high school football game tonight. I appreciate Cy Springs for allowing me to come to their game tonight. We'll be right back.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours. Any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760. If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you. and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
What's up, everybody? This is Jonathan Nelson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ.
Appreciate you, Jonathan Nelson, worship leader, sir. Yeah, man. Look, I got some people now, Desiree. Desiree, I got some people.
You got some people.
I got some people, Desiree. But now let me ask you, Desiree. Now, see, I'm confused because some people say if you don't tell them everything up front, then you holding stuff back and they can't trust you. And if you they find out later on you didn't tell them everything, oh, so why didn't you tell me that? What you trying to hide? It's just a vicious cycle.
I do believe that it's certain things that you, over development of the time of the relationship, you gradually tell more. You don't relay everything at the first time. You need to let them know, hey, my name is Jane Doe, and I grew up in Arkansas or whatever. I grew up in Third Ward, Texas. This is what I have. This is what I have, and this is what I desire right now. I mean, that's it. Now, you can ask that individual, is this what you desire, or do you just want to date, or do you want to date exclusively? Do you want to skip dating and skip coding, and then we want to be in a full-fledged relationship? You need to know those type of things, because some people just want to go out and have a good time, go to the club, go hang out, because sometimes they just don't want to be bowed down to relationships. That's okay. But I do believe that's something that should be said at the date one. You know, I don't want to be in a long-term relationship. I just got out of a long-term relationship. I'm just recently divorced.
You want all that up front in date one. I want to know stuff like, is that your hair or is that a wig? Are those your real eyelashes, or did a caterpillar crawl around your eyes? I need to know if you file all your kids on your taxes, and does somebody else file some of your kids? Are there any felonies in your background? Are we gonna if we get stopped by the police, is everybody gonna walk away? Or are you gonna get pulled over and taken away over some warrants? I need to know stuff like that.
Well, that's true. That's the whole conversation. Are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Do you have some open warrants? Can you, or you want to just get on this? Are you running away from someone? Are you really married? Are you divorced? Are you in a complicated relationship? You definitely need to know, are you in a complicated relationship? Because what does complicated mean? Are you separated? Separated still means married. So you out here having a relationship. Sometimes a lot of men and a lot of women don't know that men or women are in other relationships. And then all of a sudden you have a stalker that, those things need to be told up front. I mean, yes, this is my hair. And even if it's not my real hair, I'll purchase it. So it's mine.
We live in Houston. If a storm busts up unexpectedly, I'm not running down the street in no high water chasing your weave. I'm not doing that. Your wig, no, I'm not doing it. I need to know now. Is it too soon on the first date to try and get a fingerprint test? Because on your phone now, if you put your fingerprint on the screen, you can run through and get some information. Is that too soon to do on the first date?
I don't think you should do that on the first date, because you don't even know if you're going to date that individual again. Now, I do believe if you come into more of a committed relationship, then I think at that particular time is when you really need to discuss, where are we going from here?
Desiree, I back the blue. So if I get fingerprint scan on the first date and it clears out some of their open cases, they'll thank me. You might be that girl in Harlem Nights. What they call her, Madam Heroin. We need to run your prints early.
Sunshine.
I need to run your prints before I call my family and say, look here, I ain't coming home no more. I need to run your stuff early. And then Desiree, do women still care about knowing something about sports if the guy that they're interested in is a sports talk show radio host?
I truly believe women are into doing learning more sports. My ex-husband, love him to death right now. At one time I didn't, but I really wanted to learn about sports at one time. But he said I asked too many questions, and so he was like, "Listen, you asking too many questions." He didn't take the time to teach me about sports, basketball teams, football teams, baseball teams, and I didn't know how to do that. So if I get with the individual and we go to next levels and things like that, I would love for him to teach me about sports so I can have the love of a game. I don't get excited about Super Bowls. I don't get excited about NBA championship because I don't really know about anything like that. So women, we love sports. We like to hang out. We like to do that. We like to get excited about it. Yeah.
I got Desiree schooling me and us on just modern dating because it's different now, man. It's different. It's different.
It's just different.
So,
yeah.
Desiree, I heard a celebrity, Sherry Shepherd, say that she wants a man to help take her braids out. I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not, Desiree, I'm not doing that.
You know why?
Not day one, day two. I might not even do that day 379. I'm not doing that. I'll be like that school up in Columbus, Bishop Sycamore. I just won't be real. I will tell you for years, I'm gonna help you take your braids out, and I'll never do it. Something will always come up.
But listen, it's good. You know what? You know why? Because that's getting one with your individual, with the person that you love. Because you're building a bond, a relationship with her. Just as a woman will come in and it's just like I'm massaging my gentleman's feet, or I'm giving him a massage. It's the same difference. Because you're showing intimacy. That's a sign of intimacy. It's not a sign of
Desiree, I'm a little bit older, and I need to make sure I don't get no arthritis in my fingers. So I'm not doing it. I will pay. See, again, I ain't got no problem pulling out, a little change for you to go get your braids taken out. I ain't got no problem to do that, but I'm not gonna sit there and do it. I'll rub your feet. I'll tickle your ear hole, but I'm not taking braids. I'm in trouble, ain't I? I'm in trouble.
Yes, AJ, listen, you have to understand, you have to come to it's a form of intimacy. A woman would love for her man to be able, I don't know if I follow this Instagram couple named the Thibeaux, and they lost everything, but they grew up, they've been together for a good time, and he literally knows how to put in her weave because they went through that struggle together. He know how to put in her weave. Look them up. It's the Thibeaux, and the Thibeaux Truth that's on Instagram, and they come up and he was an ex-football player, and she was a model at one time, but now he's on the Tyler Perry shows and things like that. Okay. And I've been following him for a while, and he does her hair. He knows how to take out her weave, put her weave in if needed, because they went through that struggle together, and it's a form of intimacy. And so we have to get to a point where we want to have that intimacy at all times. I massage your back. You're able to take out my braids. Or then I might get to a point where I can cut your hair. I can give you an edge up, line you up real good, better than your own barbers. Things like that is some things that a lot of individuals in relationships really do need to do more of.
All right, Desiree, I got a question from Mia. Mia says, I feel like men lie long enough to get your heart in, and then when you find out the truth, you're in love, and it's harder for you to leave.
Mia, that is true.
Don't say that like that. That ain't true. Wait a minute now. We're going to do this. Look, I'm about to be like Governor Abbott. We're going to do this even on both sides. You got to tell both sides of the story. Women do that too sometime now. They'll fib until they can't fib no more. And then when you find out, you're like, oh, man, I've been with you for 8 years. I'm just now finding that out. Okay, well, we'll work it out.
Okay, this is what I'm about to say. I said that may be true on both spectrums, okay, on both sides. But I promise you, it is some red flags on both sides, male and female, to know that individual really is stringing you along. It's some flags that they won't be so interested in what your concerns are or how your feelings. My true saying and my motto is, my feelings are valid. And if you cannot address my feelings or how I feel about you, and you can't reciprocate the same thing, then it's a no for me. You have to have some type of boundaries that for these individual, male or female, you have to have some boundaries. You have to, if they can't do this, it used to be, in church, hallelujah. They always want you to have this Boaz checklist, what I'm saying? Some people want to be saved, but, Boaz was a savior. But some people, this need to become and be your partner, your life partner for you. And so have your life partner checklist. Okay, he's not doing this, and it's not this, that, and other. And he's not addressing my feelings, because sometimes when we get so attached, it might be dealing with separation, anxiety issues, male or female, mama, daddy issues, abandonment issues, and sometimes we latch on to those individuals hoping that they can be the individuals that we need, and we need to be someone we need to be someone that hold and heal before we get in those type of relationships. So, it's hard to shake them, but it's good to shake them if they're not giving the things that you need. If they're not feeding you and not giving you the love, the emotional attachment that you need, I'm cutting them out.
Desiree, I got one more question. Hold on. Okay, yeah. SG said, what about when your friends and your family don't like your partner because you told them too much about what you were going through?
I made that mistake as well. I made that mistake because now they're looking at you as why are you in a toxic relationship? Toxic doesn't mean it's something that you're doing physically, but it's something that causing detriment to you emotionally and or physically, because you say how this individual treated you. You gave your family ammunition to not like them. You gave them ammunition to not like the relationship. You gave them ammunition to speak against it and look at you a certain way, because now they're not just looking at the individual, they're looking at you wondering why would you stay in a situation that is not good for you. It's not nourishing what you're trying to go for. So I made that mistake as well. In my previous marriage, I told everything, he did this to me, did this, and they looking at me like, then why are you still here? Why you had 3 kids with him? Why are you doing this? And then you had to stay with that individual alone. I stayed with him longer than what I should have to try to prove what I said about him wasn't really true, but in actuality it was. So you told them in confidence, but did you tell them in confidence and knowing that you really don't want to be there? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Does this individual give you what you need, or are you just there because you just know what he's able to give you?
All right, let me say this and then we got to go. I'm a little different, and I tell people up front, I'm different. So you might want to keep moving, but your friends don't have to be my friends, and I don't owe your friends anything. So the friends that want to come to me and give me that tough talk and check me out and all that, A, I don't have to listen to your tough talk, and B, don't check me out. Check her out. Make sure she's good, and right. I'm going to be good. But you're not going to affect my behavior and life because you gave me the tough talk. Because I guarantee you, most of what people are checking other people out on, they probably dealing with themselves in their own relationship, and they don't want nobody to check them. I love how people will hold their friends' partner to a higher standard than they might hold themselves or their spouse or partner to. So I'll play them little reindeer games and go on with that.
Right.
I'm a little too old for that, baby. I ain't in the sandbox with you on that. Desiree, thank you for humoring me today. Again, I have not had a bad relationship. I didn't have a bad breakup. I'm not dating a cougar. A cougar for me would be like 90. She'd be like 90 for me anyway. So, Desiree, thank you, boo. You have a great Labor Day weekend, and we will talk to you again real soon.
I'll talk to you later. I enjoyed everything. Thank you very much. I needed this much break. This much nuts. Look at that. You got me excited over here.
I love it.
You guys be sweet. Y'all have an awesome weekend, and don't do too much. Don't eat too much barbecue shrimp and fish.
You know what? I like the way you said that, because that's how it's gonna be. It's how it's gonna be. Desiree, I love you, sis. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you more. Take care. too.
Desiree Battles gave us some great nuggets on crazy dating in this modern society, man. I can't wait to have my special guest back next week, Kimberly Michelle, and we'll talk more about that. All right, let me put this first hour on the books and get this next hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it?
What's up, Dr. J?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm over here cutting up today.
That's good.
I'm over here cutting up today. I'm trying to behave. I can have my mic on. Look, I'm just cutting up, Dr. J.
It is what it is. It's Friday.
It is Freestyle Friday. Everything okay, Dad?
Yes, I think I know what you want to talk to me about. Okay, real quick.
But you know me, I like to talk about a number of different things.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true. I am freestyling. I am open to freestyle. So.
Okay, cool. All right, Dr. J, stand by. Stand by.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this.
Desiree Battle said, Willow Ridge in the house.
That's right. Hey, that's right.
Oh my God, it's hot in here. Y'all have to forgive me for that dark room over there. I'm the only here today.
Oh, well, I know it gets hot in there. That's because you on fire.
And I as much as I was cutting up, I was on fire. We were just talking about dating.
Dating, okay.
Girl, it's different. All right, here we go. No, that's just that first crazy hour on the books. Second hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Freestyle Friday. And I said these words. I said, I got to get all that craziness out of my system before Dr. J gets on here because I got to act like I got some sense. So, Dr. J, how you doing?
I'm good, but I've seen you're crazy. It's okay. You can let it out. You can bring it to, hour two. It's okay.
Dr. J, in court, they'll say, strike that from the record. The defendant say, I did it. And the judge will say, strike that from the record. Like, I did not hear him or her just confess. So just strike anything you've seen from me from the record. I really do got a piece of common sense. All
right. It is stricken.
Okay. So crazy enough, I don't know how we got on that. Okay. First of all, The Ohio State University won. So everything is right with the world. They were losing 21-17. Freshman quarterback C.J. Stroud threw an interception. I thought it was going to be a long night. And then he went off, threw 4 touchdowns. They won 45-31. That's all the sports we need to know. All right. So now, I was going to have a young lady on the show. She has a book called, let me see, I got to get the name of the book right. Dating in the Age of Narcissism, a Single Woman's Survival Guide to Dating. And I'm thinking like single woman survival guide today. There's some single men out here that need a survival guide for dating. Because baby, there's some women out here that's kind of rough with it. So I had a friend stand in for her, Desiree Battles, who went to Willow Ridge.
Very good.
And you went to Willow Ridge. And she broke that thing down, but she said a couple of things that concern me.
Okay.
Like in the beginning, you're supposed to ask questions and tell your business, and I ain't doing that. And then folks will say, well, you didn't tell me that. You weren't honest with me. Why did you hide that? I don't know you. I'm not telling you all my stuff. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. Eat your food and we'll talk later.
Well, it's okay to say it's a little too early to share that. That's okay.
Is it?
It's okay, but I still think it's okay to ask if there are things that you want to know. Oh, absolutely. I mean, because if you're looking across and you see a very attractive person,
yep,
you're like, man, they seem all together. So your next most obvious question is, why are they single? What do you have going on in your life? So then it really kind of grows that curiosity. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking, but there's also nothing wrong with saying, hey, that's probably date number 3. Let's see if we get there.
Okay, I got you. And that's the other thing I don't promise is future dates. I don't know if we're gonna get past dessert. So let's just get past dessert. Thank each other for our time tonight, because everybody is busy. Everybody sacrifices their time and something else that they could be doing. And I don't assume other people's time, because I don't let people assume mine. I always have something else I could be doing. So, some folks, baby, they at the altar and you just trying to get through, the appetizer. And I'm like, okay.
So now do you still go on dates with your wife?
I'm not married.
You're not married? Oh, I thought you were married. Oh.
Yeah, man. That's a whole nother sermon. You and Chris have to put me on the couch and let me cry.
Okay, I got you. Well, Chris and I go on dates. We still go on dates, and we just kind of laugh about old times, and we still have our little moments, which is really nice. I think it's important to date no matter if you're married or single.
I agree with that. I believe in date night. I believe in doing, as many of the things as possible as you did to get them in order to keep them. If you love to laugh, then laugh. If you love to bowl, go bowling. If you love to just, drink coffee and spill it on each other, if it ain't too much, then do that. You know what I mean? But don't lose yourselves in the everyday mundane living. You gotta be intentional and deliberate with each other.
That's right. Hey, we still have some date nights where we playing cards. We, and we have little side wagers, and those side wagers are fun.
Hey. I love it. Listen, we're gonna have a special show with you and Chris on here. Y'all gonna enlighten us, because baby, y'all are good people. I love y'all to life, and I do. I just, I know it's tough out here. I know it seems like there's a lot going on. I know that this whole proverbial know your worth. I get the gist of that, but people don't always translate things the same way as other folks. So you got folks out here that still need a lot of work on themselves, but they run around here saying, I know my worth. Baby girl, baby boy, whatever it is, get a therapist, get healed from your past before you start trying to put, quote unquote, your worth on everyone else. And I want healthy people to have healthy relationships, and we pull this thing together as opposed to constantly hurting other people because we're still hurt.
Well, see, if you think about it in the concept of currency, right? Different countries' currency is worth different things.
That's true. And it changes daily.
So third world countries that are underdeveloped, their currency is worth a lot less than the US. It's the same thing for know your worth in people. Like, okay, my currency might be a little different on a different scale than your currency. We are not eye to eye, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But like you said, development has to happen so that your value and your worth is solid.
Yeah. Have you ever had, I don't know, I said I wasn't going to carry this over, but I won't carry it over. Have you ever had friends that didn't like Chris, or any of his friends that didn't like you? And if so, how'd y'all handle that?
Okay, so truth be told, I did have one friend that wasn't necessarily over the top with Chris up front, which shocked me, right? I was like, well, he's great, it's amazing. And this was actually like one of my best friends. And so I was like, I've got to explore this and figure this out, because in my mind, it's going to be Chris forever, and it's going to be my best friend forever. Like, I'm not letting go. I'm not interested in letting go of either one of them. So we got to figure out how to coexist. And so when I really sat down heart to heart and talked to my best friend, who's a male, right, I realized he was just being very protective over his best friend. He always calls me his little 5-foot friend. He's just being very protective over little me. And he just wanted to make sure everything was solid and straight. And so for me, I just made sure that we always were doing things together, the three of us so that he could get to know Chris as much as I was starting to get to know Chris. And now we all talk on FaceTime several times in the week. We're all best friends, with each other. So I think that's very important, to just figure out how can we grow together.
You know what? You just said something that I specifically said the opposite of. I said that, whoever she is, her friends don't have to be my friends. It'd be great if we could be.
Right. That's
but
true.
If we can't be, I'm not going to change my life to try and win you over as my friend, especially if y'all have been lifelong friends. There's no way I can, jump in after decades of y'all being friends and just make you my friend. But I'm also not going to jump through hoops.
But see, the difference here, it wasn't Chris's responsibility to force the relationship. I jumped in as the person saying, I want both of you guys in my life because I love you both. Yeah. And so that was the difference. Now, there is a reverse to this. Okay. Now this is where H-Town Dr. J comes in.
Come on in.
If your friend, opposite sex friend, can't be friends with me all of a sudden, like it's not, then in my mind they're no longer friends with you.
Okay. Dr. J, hold that thought. Let me chew on that a little bit. Mm-hmm. I expected that to be a little different, but you just said something.
Right, because so in the context, if you have so it's a male, right? So if you have a female friend who wants to only talk to you and is never interested in acknowledging me, friends with me, then y'all not friends anymore. Once me and you together, y'all not friends anymore.
Dr. J, hold that thought. I'm gonna take a break because I think I might need to repent because I don't think I handled that well. We'll be right back with Dr. J. I promise you we're gonna talk some sports, but it's Freestyle Friday, and I've been behaving for months, so I got to get this out my system today. I'll be right back right after this.
Good morning with Erica Campbell.
Sorry about that. That was loud.
No, that's all right.
That was interesting, Dr. J.
Yeah, I said y'all not friends anymore because your real friends would not diss your significant other. So if they can't be friendly, we don't have to be friends. But if you can't be friendly, if there's no acknowledgement of me, y'all broke up. Y'all just broke up.
Hold on, man. We coming back. Hold that thought. That's good stuff.
Some of your favorite gospel artists. How you feeling?
I'm claiming that too.
Come on.
That's right.
Now tell us what show just made you a winner.
Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell.
Evelyn just put two big old eyeballs.
Congratulations.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110.
I don't know when this came in. I think this came in before you.
That's
right. I'm gonna say it. Somebody just texted me something.
And if you're a smoker, great rates for you. Lifeline, we specialize in policies of
I haven't been paying attention to my text messages.
For new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of
All right, I got a jingle after this and we're back on.
Right now, inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day.
Those relationship comments, man, they get them going, bro. They get them going.
Elected officials and political operatives. You know, Clyde, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Got to give the people what they want.
KYOK. 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
This is Lakeisha, and you're listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
Yeah, Drake dropped a new CD, album. Well, what do you call it nowadays? Is it album? Okay. He dropped a new album at 2 o'clock this morning, 1 o'clock Central. I stayed up for it, and I don't know. I don't know. I got to listen to it again while I'm wide awake. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe so.
Maybe I was sleep listening. I'm sure it's really good because I love Drake.
Drake, yeah, I love everything Drake does. You know, so I'm sure it's good. It's interesting, him and Kanye both in the same week. You know, Liz absolutely loves Kanye's new album.
Yeah,
she loves it. She says it's his best work. I actually haven't had a chance to hear it yet, but she said the instrumentality in it is amazing.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm not allowing my Christianity to jump in, but that last album that he did, the whole Christian deal, I loved every bit of that, man.
Oh, yes, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I rock that often. So anyway, we're back with Dr. J. We are really getting ready to talk sports at some point. We'll get there. But somebody texted in, and I think this was in the first hour when I was on with Desiree Battles.
Okay.
We were talking about how the roles have reversed, where there are some women out there that are just, man, they are as ruthless as men, and, you know, they're not quite honest about, you know, their interests. So they say they're interested, but light bill. And it's not that they don't have the money to pay it. They just don't want to use their money for that. You know, trip to Cancun. They can fly to Cancun. They got tons of money, miles, and points. Mm-hmm. You know, but I said something about them telling the truth. Desiree said, you know, that they don't. And this person texts in, absolutely not. Women are the best at lying. There are some women who can lie, baby. They can cry and lie.
Well, that is human nature to lie. Okay. I don't know if one is better than the other versus maybe the people they're lying to are more inclined to believe them. Right. Okay. So maybe it's not the liar, it's the person receiving the lie. Yeah. You know, they are potentially lying to people that they know want to receive that lie, unfortunately. That's a terrible
statement, because I'll be honest, I used to have this motto. Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is, just tell me the truth. We can handle it, we can deal with it. And sure enough, somebody I was dating many years ago, almost 30 years ago, told me a truth that I was not ready to receive. Okay. That thing almost took me out of here, and from that day on, I to be taken to the grave, God dog. And don't you dare! If that's the truth, don't tell me. Let me go on believing the lie. I promise you'll be all right.
But maybe a lot of people like to believe the lie, don't you think? A lot of people like to believe the lie. When they jump into dating, they would like to believe that the other person is telling the truth. They would like to believe that they're the only one. That, you know, like people walk in preconditioned,
yeah, I got you,
believing it. So then it's the shock and awe. Oh my God, you lied. When we all know it is human nature. It's literally, I'm Catholic. It's written in the 10 Commandments because that is how prevalent lying is.
You know, you said something right there. If God didn't know we were gonna lie, he would have said, don't lie. Right. Dr. J said something right before the break, and I gotta be honest, man, that thing convicted me like crazy because I don't think I've always done that. She said that if you're a male and you have a female friend that does not want to deal with your significant other at all, just flat out disrespectful, just don't want to deal at all, then in her mind, y'all two just broke up. Y'all two are no longer friends.
That's it.
And I got to be honest, there's been a relationship or two that I may have rumored, allegedly, somewhere is probably somebody saying that I let that relationship go because I was not going to choose this new relationship over my lifetime friend.
And that's okay too.
How that might have been an errored way of thinking. Help me out.
Well, but see, no, it may have been the best decision because it really is about what you're valuing as where your growth is going. If you felt like at that moment where you were about to grow that you needed your best friend over your new girlfriend, then you should have chosen your best friend. Like you should have chosen, you know, that. But if you felt like where I'm going right now, I need this new woman in my life. Using your example, then that's when you turn around to your longtime friend and say, look, I am now two. There's two of us. So I want us all to grow together. And if that friend can't do that, y'all just broke up.
Yeah. You
there's so much ugliness ahead if you allow that to happen, because then there's animosity with your significant other because you're talking on the phone to a person your significant other really doesn't care for, because she sees what's happening. And in her eyes, there's a lot of things like, why does a woman only talk to the man and not acknowledge the other woman in the room? Like, there's so much there that you don't start that. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. It's almost like you're sowing seeds of doubt and confusion already into the foundations of a relationship that don't need to be there, because there's enough, just living life. There's enough. Two people from the same womb don't always agree. So two people from two totally different backgrounds come together and make a whole relationship work. The last thing you need is unnecessary, stuff.
That's right.
So, yeah, I can appreciate you. I learned something there. I might have to make a phone call or two and apologize. I might send a text message though. I might just send a text inbox. Can I do that?
But try to bring everybody along. That's always been my first plan, is let me try to take my best friend, my longtime friend, and my new love, and let's see if we can grow together. And that's the most ideal.
Desiree shouting all on social media talking about don't give ammunition, teach.
Exactly. Toxic. That's right. And that's exactly what you do. You give ammunition to a very bad relationship. That's right. Woolridge, I'm just trying to say, I'm not saying we produce the best, but I'm saying we produce some of the best.
What about parents? How do you feel about parents being overly involved in relationships?
Overly involved in their child's relationship?
Like, you got some mama's boys, you got some daddy's girls, you got some people that are just, their parents in that ear, and it's causing confusion in that relationship and in that house.
Well, it's difficult, right? You know this as a parent. It's such a weird balance, because you see more than what your child sees, and so you want so badly to guide them so that they don't get hurt. But some parents want to be buddies. And they want to be all up in the video. They want to be on TikTok with their children. They want to do all this.
No, mama, you can't dance.
Right. They want to sing. They want to do the lip sync with the child. They want to wear the clothes. And it's like that's not your generation. That's not your life. And the thing about it is, when you're that involved, you start blurring the actual lines, and your child doesn't see you as parent. And at some point, parents going to have to kick in, and the child's not going to understand. What are you talking about? I have to do this, have to do that. I thought we were cool. I thought we could stay up. No. And so, I think it is important to stay out of the children's relationships and allow them to grow and learn. Give them little tidbits when you see it, because Lord knows I said, watch this or watch that. And, every child on earth, if they're annoyed with their parent, I know, mama, I know that, so that message received, but they just don't want to hear it, but they've got it. So you do have to take a step back and let them grow, because right now it's all about, when they're a child, it's all about them bumping their head safely. Mm-hmm. But if they don't get those lessons, man, it's going to be mayhem. That's what I think. There's a rumor that's how Freaknik was made. I'm just saying.
Dr. J, Jennifer Thibeaux, joining us today at Dropping Knowledge. I promise we're going to talk sports in a minute. I always want to be a safe place for my kids when they need me the most.
Absolutely.
My oldest son just got married. He's the only of my children that are married. And, like I told him, son, this is your marriage, brother, and I want it to succeed. But don't ever think you don't have somebody that's here for you. And I won't judge her, and I won't condemn you. I'm always here. So I want to be that safe place. And I'm definitely going to be that with my girls. I'm a little biased. So, baby, I don't care if you're 99. If you're ready to come home, come home. That front door is wide open.
So if you feel like your daughter, your adult daughter, let's fast forward time.
Yep.
Your daughter's an adult. She's in a relationship. If you feel like she's not being treated right, Dad, what happens?
It depends upon how wrong she's being treated. I mean, if her life is in danger or what have you, I know me, I'm gonna get in the middle of that. I would do it for somebody who's not my child.
Right.
But if it's just, it's a tough lesson and she's trying to find her way through it, baby, you want me to just listen, or do you want my advice or my involvement? If she wants my advice and my involvement, I'm going to give it to her. If she wants to just listen, as hard as it would be, that's all I would do.
Absolutely. Yep. I totally get it. I've had those moments where I've just been like, I'm so glad that Liz and I were on the phone and not FaceTime, so she couldn't see my facial expressions.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Yep.
just listen, just because I see the path, but I'm like, I need to let her get to the conclusion without me sometimes.
Absolutely. Dr. Jennifer Thibeaux, I know folks are like, man, where's the sports? There's a lot of sports to talk about out there. Dr. J, Cam Newton.
Okay.
Cam Newton. I mean, former league MVP, former Super Bowl quarterback, former Heisman Trophy winner, former national champion. And I call it the day before opening day, he gets cut.
On the final cut.
And a lot of people say that Mac Jones beat him out, but if you look at the reality, it's Mac Jones beat him out. It's Brian Hoyer beat him out because they said we don't even want him as a backup.
Right.
How, why, what? I mean, and you can come from a lot of different perspectives because I know you've been on the business side. I know you do some I don't want to call it counseling, but you do some mentoring and what have you. Help people come back from some tough places. Talk to me about this situation.
Well, there are so many things that kind of lead to the business decision to cut a star, right? A lot of reasons that we may never ever know. I have just a whole catalog of stories of different stars that were cut, and what the public knew and what really happened were completely different. There could be some personal grudges. There could be a lot of things. They made sure they quickly came out and said, no, it wasn't because he was unvaccinated. I thought that was a very quick legal response. But it is a tough place because nothing in your career is guaranteed, from year to year. If I'm talking to Cam, I'm saying, number one, you are an amazing player, and nobody will ever be able to take that away from you. You literally just listed some of his greatest achievements that most players that play the game will never touch.
Yep.
They will never reach those heights. They will never have those awards, those trophies, those accolades. But at some point, you look up and you have to have an exit strategy, the same as you had an entrance strategy, right? And I'm not saying Cam is done playing, but I think he's at the shorter end of his career. He's at the shorter part, not the longer part, in my opinion. And I think there's so much good he can do beyond the game. And so for me, I would love to see him write his own story and figure out what is the end for him, and not allow they've done me wrong, which I don't think that he's got that mentality necessarily, but I don't want that to even seep into his head because he's produced so much greatness out on that field and so much excitement for fans that you want to leave it in a special place and then move on and go do special things, maybe still in football in different ways, whether it's coaching or, on the administrative side. That's what I would be telling him. This is really a blip. And the Patriots is a tough organization.
Right.
It's a tough organization. They don't have a playbook. Everything has to be memorized. It's very regimented. They win because they were a machine. They built a machine, and all the pieces have to work in a certain way or else they're out. So if you think about that mentality, that's very well, perhaps based on the machine they were building, that's why it didn't work. But there's other strategies too, and this. They may be positioning themselves for draft picks later on. It could be a potential of tanking the season. You literally don't know. It may have nothing to do with the player, but have everything to do with money and the future of where they see the actual team.
I like that. Dr. J, Jennifer Thibeaux, joining us on the lunch break. We're talking about Cam Newton right now and the shocking cut right on the last cut down day. Went from being the potential starter to not even being on the team. And of course, he is not on the team now. Willie Gibson of Will Knows podcast was saying there's a very good chance he will not get picked up before next week because if he is, they owe him his full salary. If he's not, then of course it's on a prorated basis. So, now the business side of the jockeying or no pun intended, gymnastics begins.
That's
Where,
right.
when's the right time to bring him in? Is he a fit for our system? Because a lot of folks don't realize you don't come in today, start tomorrow, and be effective.
Right.
At how much value can they get from Cam based on when they bring him in?
Absolutely. And that's something that the fans don't see. The fans see a talented player should be applied to a team, and we're not going to even bullet the other factors that shouldn't be in consideration. They also could be on the list, right? I mean, because I'll scratch my head forever on Colin Kaepernick. And so, it is a business, and fans get a chance to see the uglier part of business right now, because there is that figuring out how does it look on the spreadsheet, and where does it make sense. I mean, shoot, in my own business, I literally spent all day yesterday looking at numbers, having to make certain cuts in certain areas and deliver information that I know that people I care and respect for didn't necessarily want to hear, but part of the business is there's survival.
Right.
And so it's the way it is.
Yep. Dr. Jennifer Thibeaux joining us on the lunch break. Let's go back to the vaccine thing for a second. Bill Belichick said that it had nothing to do with his decision. Bill Belichick's smart, been doing this for a long time. Urban Meyer, on the other hand, said, yeah, every one of our cuts had to do with whether or not they were vaccinated or not. And it launched a full-fledged NFL Players Association investigation into Urban Meyer. If Bill Belichick just did the right thing, that didn't play into it. Why would Cam Newton be penalized for it, and a guy like Kirk Cousins, who we know is not vaccinated and has been open and vocal about it, why is he still on the team and a Cam Newton not on the team?
Well, and again, I think that underscores what Belichick was trying to say. This didn't play a factor, because he almost had to say that, because to your point, it doesn't add up. It doesn't, like, you have to apply the same rule to everybody. And so, the question is going to be is that rule appropriate to begin with, for employment? It's going to be a spectacular flurry of lawsuits, and not just the NFL, that the actual courts are going to decide, can employment bar people from employment based on their vaccination. I know it's going to be decided in the court. Probably once the doggone pandemic is over is when the final decision will actually come out, sadly enough. But, I don't know if it should be a part of employment, because I do understand both sides of the argument. I will say I am proudly and happily vaccinated, and I encourage people who feel safe enough to do it. I encourage you to do it, because it just helps save someone else who's made the decision to not be vaccinated. So not everybody can take the vaccine. And so, those that can should, so that they can protect those that cannot.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that. Again, the thing that I look at, I don't want to say hypocrisies, but differences, anomalies, stuff that, it just jumps off the screen like, what's that? And people will say that business owners, NFL owners can have, choose to do what they want to do when it comes to salary negotiations and holdouts and, stuff like that. It's like, oh, well, they're the business owner. They run the business. They get to make the decision. But then when it's, you got to be vaccinated, oh, well, they don't have the right to tell you that. So which is it? I mean, do the private business owners have the right to do what they want to do or not?
Well, actually, the answer is no, because laws dictate how businesses operate no matter what. You cannot violate people's rights. Like, I don't care if you're a private or a public business, you can't violate people's rights. You can't violate laws. You can't ask an employee to go steal from a store while they're on the clock, because you can go. So there are things that the laws on the books can create, some structure for even a private business. But, there are so many policies in place for NFL ownership on how they are to operate. It's not just like free will, willy-nilly. They're just all out there living their best life. There are certain parameters that they have, and that's part of the negotiation from the CBA.
Right.
And so, people don't necessarily realize this. But what's fascinating, though, the NFL did their CBA March, April of this past year, right as the pandemic was starting. And CBAs last for 10 years. And so it's very interesting to me that agreements were made, just like right as we were getting ready to shut down.
Right.
And so I'm fascinated to see if the players start to come to the table before, way before, and say, wait a minute, this part of the rules, need some work, or we need some additional rules and protections, because 10 years of living a pre-pandemic agreement, that's kind of tough.
Yeah, no, that's true. And where it goes next, we still don't know. But these guys, like you said, they've got these rules in place. Dr. Jennifer Thibeaux, good discussion right here as always on Freestyle Friday on the lunch break. I like to put you on the spot every now and then. I know your phenomenal husband is not playing right now, but let's say he was.
Okay.
Let's say the team required him to have the vaccine. You're vaccinated, but for whatever reason, he didn't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell him you can't report.
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying to him?
I would say, baby, I need you to think long and hard. I would pull up that contract. I say, you see these zeros? No.
Dr. J!
Zeros. You sure about this? No. No, but honestly though, but I would bring his potential revenue to the conversation, because nobody plays football. You're playing it for fun, but you're playing it to get paid.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's the bottom line. So if now, based on the new set of rules, you can't play, if you still want to get paid, you're gonna have to figure out how you fall within the rules. And that would be my conversation with him. And I would just say, you know what, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Then let's just go ahead and retire. If he's young,
mm-hmm.
I would say retire and see if there's another league that you can play in to stay in shape, because the rules very well may change in a year and you can jump right back in. But if he's later in his career, say, well, let's just go ahead and let's just go right off in the wind and let's do the next phase that we had prayerfully been planning for.
Yeah. Dr. Jennifer Thibeaux, Dr. J, we call her right here on the show. And then the next area is our children.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a prominent athlete question whether or not a school is for him because they required vaccinations and then opened up his recruiting again. My thought was, to register in schools, you've got to have certain vaccinations. Like, you literally can't get your dorm key, you can't get your student ID, you can't get any of that until they get shock records. Why is this so different and so polarizing?
I think there's a general gap in information that has somehow made the COVID vaccine seem different than the other vaccines. And they are fundamentally different, right? The other vaccines not all of us, most of us, if you've taken a vaccine in the past, you got a little dose of the actual virus.
Right.
And that helped your immune system build up. In this case, this is different. This is genetically trying to engineer your body to build an immune response. So it's like faking it out, and so it's different. People don't like it because they feel like it had been developed quickly. But the reality is the CDC is not sitting there twiddling their thumbs. They're literally researching and developing and trying to make cures and be ready for diseases we don't even know about.
Correct.
That they're forecasting.
Yep.
And so I am not surprised that we were able, as a nation, to come up with vaccines to address COVID within a year. I'm not surprised at that, because that's the benefit of science and technology.
Yep.
These people work hard to be able to close the gap on the development of vaccines.
I had to have that conversation with someone who shares the last name of as me and the DNA, one of my children. And it's like, just because it took 15 years to come up with a FDA-approved drug 15 years ago, it shouldn't take that long now. And I don't know who's telling you that makes this some kind of way shady, but it's what it's supposed to do. Back in the day, you used to have a dial thing on your telephone. Now you just put buttons in your own hand, not tied to a wall. So, let's not act like technology has not advanced, and it covers our medicine as well. And I got a whole bunch of yeah, but watch a YouTube video, and it's like,
oh my gosh. Well, if I can just say one thing, as a person who is a researcher, okay, when people say that they have researched, I'm like, if your research comprises of going to Google, then stop right there. That is actually not real research. And you are looking at potentially unverified sources for your information. Wikipedia is an unverified source. And so, I cringe when I hear people say, I've done the research. I'm like, if you understood true medical research, you would really need to have a medical degree to get there. And I'm not discounting people for looking for information, but just understand there are levels to this thing. And medical research is not Google.
Absolutely. Dr. J with us, Freestyle Friday. Got to take a break. I got a curveball when I come back. She said, I think I know what you want to talk to me about. I'm fine. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Don't forget now, if you want to secure your home and everything in it, you need to call the Home Security Hotline at 1-800-561-6198. That's 1-800-561-6198. For less than $1 a day, you can get your entire home secured. Tell them AJ sent you from KYOK. They'll take good care of you. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
You have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours, any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately, with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast will make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Bill Harris, Houston's top jock, and you're listening to the Sports Encyclopedia, the living Sports Encyclopedia. AJ Jones on the lunch break here on KYOK.
Appreciate you, Michael Harris. I mean, one of the most legendary announcers in the city of Houston. And for him to say all that about me, I got to cut him a check and send it his way. So I appreciate him over at the Source, KCOH. All right, I'm back with my good friend, my sister, and she knows a whole lot about a whole lot. She's a former gymnast. She's an author. She's a businesswoman. She's a public speaker. She's done all kinds of business things with major corporations. And, she's done some training for folks behind the scenes so that they can be great in their lives. But Dr. J, I appreciate you taking and making the time to do it. You think that I'm going to talk to you about the wonderful game between IMG Academy and the powerhouse in Columbus, Ohio that nobody knew about and still don't know much about, Bishop Sycamore.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna say anything about it because it wasn't y'all's fault. IMG didn't know, and y'all played the game the way y'all would have played the game. Y'all beat the out of them, and now they got to figure it out after that. Were there any things that have since come to light that IMG is like, man, why did we even do this? Or what are the thoughts and the feelings from the IMG side now that all this stuff is coming out?
Well, let me first say I am not a spokesperson for IMG, so that's really important. But I am a IMG parent, obviously of a basketball player, not a football player, and this is a cohesive family and a unit. I've not heard any of that. Nobody's upset over playing in that game. It was on the schedule. I'm quite sure the way scheduling works on the IMG side, because ESPN is involved and they had a promotion company that really kind of put everything together. Probably everyone assumed that the verification of what the team was and the matchup had already happened and was solid. This was a team that they played last year, and they beat them last year by 50 something to like 6. But the reality is IMG literally just about beat everybody last year, 50 something to 0 or to 6. So you can't even judge it from the fact that IMG blew them out last year. This is kind of, IMG is just dominant. I mean, they are considered the, ESPN Geico National High School champions for last year for a reason. They are highly talented. So no, nobody is like saying we shouldn't have played it at all. If anything, I think everyone on the IMG side from a parent standpoint is watching like in disbelief at how much the team and their reputation has crumbled so quickly just before our eyes. And I mean, I watched the broadcast. It was by far the most entertaining broadcast I have ever seen in my life. When I tell you it was a combination of, no offense to the broadcasters, but there was a whole bunch of like broadcaster no-nos that, that they did. But it was from a fan just watching. I was like, I can't believe that they're saying, like, it was so, like, it almost made you feel sorry for Bishop Sycamore, because they were like, it's a safety issue now. Like they shouldn't even be on the field. Like some of the things they were saying, they started doing NFL trivia in the middle of the game, not even calling the actual game. Like it was kind of unbelievable, but they had to keep up TV commitments and they couldn't just cut to something else because advertisers paid to be on that game.
Correct.
They had to keep it up. And I said, that's what people don't recognize, that's why that train wreck, that slow train wreck continued. And, but I will tell you the one thing that was fun about that game to me is that, and eight minutes before the half, okay, they'd already had the 1 hour rain delay. They'd already had the discussion, if you get up by 30 points, you start a running clock. Ohio rules say you started at the second half. They offered to Bishop Sycamore to start the running clock with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, right? IMG's up 30-0. And Bishop Sycamore coach said no. Okay. Which was kind of shocking. It's like, you really kind of want to get this done. I'm really thinking. And so as you get to under a minute, right, IMG now has possession and they're marching towards a touchdown and they start calling timeouts. And the announcers were like, why would they do this, right? Because, by now they'd already decided to forego halftime. So they're just going to roll through and try to get everything done. But I will say this, as a true sports competitor, if I gave you a chance, like I was being merciful, and you passed on the mercy, I'm about to score. I'm about to show you exactly what is about to happen. Everybody, if anybody wondered, why did Coach Pepper Johnson, who's the head coach for IMG Academy, a champion, right, like Super Bowl champ, just an amazing player, an amazing coach, long career, and just a great person. If you wonder why he did it, that was, I can show you better than I can tell you. I have not spoken to Pepper personally, but I understand the actual language, which is if I gave you a chance, I was showing you mercy, and you said no, well then clearly you want some of this. Right. So I'm about to give it to you.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. I wanted to make sure I had this right. Pepper Johnson. Let me, that's what I thought. From the Ohio State University. It ain't DNA. It ain't his. Look, I tried.
I tried to tell you.
You sure?
Yeah, right. That's right.
I'm asking you all the time.
I just know that's exactly how it went. Wait, hold up. They said no. Hold up. Time out. Y'all, come on.
I had to be sure. Willie Gibson came on and said Buckeye. I was almost sure that Pepper Johnson was from the Ohio State University. It ain't even in his DNA.
No, it's not.
Sure. Let me give you what you came here for.
Let me give you what you came for. That's right.
Yeah. I am glad that the parents are not in any way giving IMG a hard time, because sometimes parents will do that.
Oh yeah, no. Look, no. Let me tell you something. IMG parents love to win. Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
All IMG parents, for the most part, are super competitive.
Yeah.
So the win is really important, and they like to see their child be able to participate. Literally, everybody on the national team played that game.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Some people who may never get a chance to play because they may be a backup, they got a chance to get some real time in. Trust and believe. Everybody's happy because all those kids got footage. And the bigger picture is this is about scholarships too. And I tell you that all the time, all jokes aside about Pepper saying, well, we're going to try to get a touchdown right before the half. But it also gave kids a chance to get footage on themselves who may be vying for scholarships. So that's important.
Yeah, I love, Dr. J, that you brought that out, because a lot of people don't understand that. On some little league levels, there's a must-play rule. You got to play every kid certain time. But it's not that way on high schools and in college and what have you.
That's right.
Anytime you can, safely, fairly give a kid a shot to play and play hard, not send them in there for mop-up minutes or
Right.
Don't do this, don't do that. And they get to be themselves. And like you said, you can capture that footage. That only helps the kid in the long run. And I'm also glad that those young men didn't feel like they had done something wrong, because
they felt like superheroes. Trust me. I have heard that feedback. They all felt like superheroes.
Mama, look.
I think when some of the rumors came out, unconfirmed rumors that some of the players may have been over 18, 22, 23, 25 years old. I even heard as rumors. So if I'm a high school kid, if I'm 15, 16, and I have now effectively shut out a team of adults, I probably feel pretty good about myself too.
And as they should. I'm trying to pull up the schedule real quick. Don't tell me who y'all got next. Now I want to act like I had it right here in front of me. Okay, I gotta select. Why y'all got a cookie policy on y'all website? What's that about? Okay, let's see. Here we go. Y'all beat Bishop Sycamore. Y'all got LaSalle of Ohio.
Yes, tonight. Yeah,
and it's in Ohio.
Yep, it's in Ohio. They actually stayed in Ohio the entire time.
Okay. All right. Now I'm originally from Cincinnati, by way of Darrow, Louisiana, New Orleans, and I know LaSalle High School.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Cavaliers of.
So how do you feel about that matchup?
I got y'all.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so incredible, and this is nothing against LaSalle or any other team that's on IMG's schedule, but my gosh, when you look at the talent that the IMG has, I mean, they've got some of the top guys at every single position.
Yeah.
And not only that, I will tell you this from personal experience being around them, they love football.
Yeah.
Many of them are very rooted in their faith, so it's so good to see. They're very focused on the future, and so that really helps them. It helps curb some of the silly mistakes that some people make en route to their greatness. So it's really neat to watch them as a unit because they are really moving together really well.
I think about IMG, and I hate our time is running out. I hate that we talk so much about dating and all that, but a lot of people were blessed by that. Carrie Brown, who graduated from A&M, her husband played in the NFL, also A&M. They've started an amazing school here, Legacy School of Sports Science, and it's around every area of sports, management, front office, statisticians and all that, and how to play the game correctly. They brought in high-level coaches to teach the fundamentals, but they also focus on graduating and high GPAs and stuff like that. And they're doing an amazing job. And I really want to cover them this year. I haven't been able to work that out. But when I look at them and I look at IMG and I look at some of the other schools that are kind of around that high level of excellence in every area, not just in sports, but definitely in sports. How do you feel about those type of schools and opportunities for the young people and for the coaches?
First of all, I 100% love it. IMG, it provides mental conditioning coaches. IMG provides leadership coaches. Every student athlete, and everyone at IMG is a student athlete, okay? Every student athlete has a mental conditioning coach, a leadership coach. You have a strength and conditioning coach. You literally have a team of coaches that are trying to help you develop, heal, or whatever it may be to grow and be ready. I think it is the most amazing formula that really gets you ready for the next level. It's guidance that sometimes parents at home just don't have.
Yeah.
Because it's so much information to be able to pour into a child. So most families at home, no offense, you just don't have it. I mean, I sent Liz to IMG in the 9th grade because I knew that this was going to give her everything that she needed to be able to go to college and not have to have a freshman transition period, any of that. So I think it is an amazing model. And I tell people all the time, go for it. In football at IMG, not trying to be a commercial, but their kids get out in 3.5 years. And so the football kids, the goal when you walk in the door is for you to graduate the fall of your senior year. So that way you can go to play spring ball with the college that you've already committed to and signed to. That's the goal, because you have a tremendous advantage in football if you got a chance to play spring ball before the actual season starts versus the other freshmen that come in the summer. And so there's this whole like future mentality of connecting you to the future of where you want to be. And I just think it is the right formula. And I wish as many schools as possible were able to pull those kinds of resources in for student athletes.
I appreciate you sharing that because you just cleared up something for me. So I graduated in May, my high school year. I got to Tulane in June and got right on the field. But I had a coach that said, if I didn't recruit you, I'm not going to play you. And he played those walk-ons that came in the spring because they had gone through spring ball. Exactly. I got moved to the practice squad. They were on, with the regular practice side of the field. So it never dawned on me that if I had gotten there sooner, I might have had a better chance to do what it is I didn't have an opportunity to do. Look, I'm over it, but now I understand. Thank you. Personal therapy today from Dr. J. So I appreciate that. So how often do you travel to the games when they do away games? Because I know IMG has a very busy travel schedule.
I try to get to them as much as possible. This past little stint, I was just not able to travel because of my own business obligations. But I went to the Miami game. That was their first game of the season. And so, I try to get to as many as possible.
Gotcha. Well, you do me a favor. You tell my brother I'm wishing him nothing but the best. And tell Pep, look, I don't want no smoke.
No smoke.
I don't want no smoke, big dog. Dr. J, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you with all the amazing things that you do.
Absolutely. Connect with me at Jen Thibeaux. You can see it on the screen. JENNTHIBEAUX, all that funny Creole name. You can find me everywhere like that. And I just want to connect and just grow with everyone.
Look, I'm gonna push my overextend my welcome. You coming back next Friday, Dr. J? I'm sure we'll
Let's do it. I like the Freestyle Fridays.
I appreciate it because I'm sure we'll have something great to talk about then, my friend.
Absolutely. Take care.
You take care. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Okay, sounds good. Bye-bye.
All right, Dr. J, I absolutely love her. I love Chris. I love Queen Liz, and they're just great people. We got to get ready to go. Let me see if I can get some birthdays in before we do. If I could get Usher ready, because I know, folks, it's Labor Day. I'm not going to be on Monday, so I want y'all to enjoy this Labor Day weekend. Let me see if I can get them real quick. Birthdays for today. Let me see. Let's go. My friend, Kat Collin, the writer of the Black Cowboy movie, celebrating a birthday with Janet Wood, who's 39, Dr. Toy Dennis, Joy Rogers celebrating her 29th birthday, Ramon Riley, Jerome Solomon, Jerome from the Houston Chronicle, celebrating his birthday today with David D'Angelo, Gary Pratt, Shelly Ann Lewis, John Sanders, Ivy Taylor, and my dear friend from my days at General Electric, Kanisa Williams, celebrating her birthday. Kanisa, send me some of that Kansas City barbecue. All right, for the celebrities, who we got today? For the celebrities, we've got none other than Ernest Givens, formerly of the Houston Oilers, Damon Stoudemire, what they call him, Mighty Mike, they called him something else, Javon Curse, the Freak, celebrating a birthday with Jenny Finch, one of the best softball players ever, and Shaun White, that snowboarder who gets it done. Usher, before we go, hurry up, man. Usher. Usher ain't singing. Usher is not singing. So happy birthday, y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. We'll talk to y'all on Tuesday.
1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I had a lot of fun today. I know it was crazy. I know some of y'all are like, I ain't what I tuned in for. I told y'all, Ohio State won. Everything else is right in the world. I'll be at the Labor Day Classic tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, TSU and Prairie View. I'll be at Cy Springs High School tonight. They take on Humble. I appreciate them letting me get in the game. And if you've got a high school or college game that you want me to cover, send me that information. I will apply for credentials, and I'll bring that coverage to you. Even if it's a national game in another city or state, I'll find a way to cover remotely. But again, we want to make sure we bring you the kind of content that you're looking for. As always, not this, definitely this. I love you. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. All right, y'all take care.